Now, to explain the Scrum Framework, I will try to do it in just a few minutes. Here we have three main roles. We have the product owner, Scrum Master, and the developing team. Now, according to many studies, this is the most common framework in Agile. More than 75% to 85% of Agile projects, they are using this framework, Scrum Framework. What happens at the beginning, the product owner, he is the voice of the customer or the voice of the sponsor. He has the vision of the project. He, at the beginning, meets with the end users, with the team members, with the Scrum Master, with the key stakeholders to collect requirements. When he collects requirements, he writes them in a form of user stories or features, and he put them in a document called product backlog. So product backlog contains all the requirements written in a user story form. So the product owner is responsible for the product backlog. He's responsible to collect requirements, prioritize the items or the user stories in the product backlog. So the moment the product backlog is ready, what happens? The Scrum Master invites the product owner and the developing team into the first ceremony in Agile. It's called sprint planning meeting. So we can call it ceremony or a meeting. Who attends this meeting? The Scrum Master, developing team, and the product owner. What happens in this meeting? The product owner reads the first user story to the developing team, asks if the user story is clear. Then the developing team will discuss the requirements, the size, they measure the size of that user story, and they assign the story points. They agree with the product owner on the DOD, the definition of done, or you can call it acceptance criteria. And for example, they take 2, 3, 4 user stories from the product backlog into the sprint backlog. So sprint backlog includes the user stories or features that has to be done during the first iteration or sprint. During the sprint planning meeting, they also agree on the duration of the sprint from 1 to 4 weeks. The moment they start the sprint or the iteration, every day they have a meeting called sprint daily meeting or Scrum daily meeting or stand-up meeting. It lasts only for 15 minutes. What happens in this meeting? Every team member answers 3 questions. What did you do? What did you do yesterday? What are you gonna do today? And also, what impediments or challenges have you faced yesterday while you were doing your job? At the end of the iteration, when the developing team finishes the duration of the sprint, we have the sprint increment. During the iteration, whenever we have any interested key stakeholders wants to know the progress, the update regarding the project, the Scrum Master can guide them to the information radiators, burn up chart, burn down chart, impediment log, that can be posted on a wall or in a dashboard. Again, at the end of this sprint or iteration, we have this finished work or the increment. That doesn't mean that the sprint or the iteration has finished. We have the third ceremony or meeting in the framework. Is called sprint review meeting or demo. Here the team demonstrates the finished work to the product owner. The goal of this meeting is to get the feedback from the product owner, either to approve, accept, or to reject the finished work. Of course, that's not done subjectively. It is done based on the acceptance criteria or definition of done that has been agreed upon in the sprint planning meeting. The moment the demonstration or the demo is done, the moment that the team with the Scrum Master, they receive the feedback from the product owner. At the end of the sprint, we have retrospective meeting. Who attends this meeting? The Scrum Master, developing team. The attendance of the product backlog, the attendance of the product owner is optional. Here in this meeting, they discuss ways to get better. So it's just like lessons learned meeting. Here they answer questions like, what didn't work well, so we have to stop doing in the coming iterations. What has been running very well, so we have to keep doing, or if there's any new idea or tool that we can implement to get our job better. And then they go back again to another sprint planning meeting to plan for the next iteration. So that's the sprint, the Scrum framework in just a few minutes, I hope.